Hello, my name's Ivan Humble. I'm a former regional organiser and active member of the English Defence League. I was caught up in a world of hate for just over 5 years, which, because of my past and my lived experience, I believe gives me a valuable insight into some of the current issues we're facing today, and maybe a way forwards. See, I don't think my view on race has changed at all my life. I've always thought racism was bad. Then people say, you got involved in EDL. But the thing, I never saw myself as a racist. Do you know what I mean? I admit 100% that I was anti-Muslim, 100%. I can't deny that. But for me, I wouldn't just see a black man on the street and go and abuse him, because it's not right. Everything's made about race nowadays. It's the one subject that keeps us apart. A lot of people, especially our town, we don't like change. And sometimes people think diversity's been forced on us. It hasn't really. It's always been there. Do you know what I mean? Like, people in London are definitely different to the people in Lowestoft. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of the conversations in the UK come from people in London who are used to mixing with people. The one thing I do say in when I go to school sometimes, and I see a nice mixed audience, I'll say to them, think yourself so lucky that you know each other. I said, this gives me hope, this does. The one thing about my job that gives me hope is the schools. I see lots of people mixing with each other. They understand each other. Then I look at my daughter's school, for example, where I live. My daughter's still 5 steps behind because that diversity is not there. Now, when I say that in my town about that, you want to, I said, no, you just need to experience something different. A lot of people in my town have a lot of problem with immigration, right? Which is understandable sometimes with the news reports. But they don't understand like we've got 5 or 6, 7 Portuguese shops popping up now. Oh, they're taking over. Go inside those shops. You get to experience food you never had before. There's a good. People look at the negative side of it, when instead they should be embracing the positive sides. Like, we did a project in Boston, and that's a mad place to do some work. Boston, Lincolnshire. We had to go there. Me and you. We had 4 days to put a project together on white racism. It was bizarre. It was Eastern European on white English people racism. It was about being treated differently. America's different to the UK. What everybody says, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Our racism isn't deep ingrained like America. Ours is more covert, undercover. Maybe not even undercover like people say. It's just lack of education or lack of knowledge. Everybody's now we live in that perfect world where nobody can be bad. That world never exists and never will exist. Nobody sees each other for human beings anymore, or want to get on. It's a lot of these anti-racism organisations and anti-hate organisations out there, right? Some of them are really, really good. But if we're honest, why aren't they combating the rise of hate crime and the rise of the far right? Because they're too busy labelling and finger pointing to get a boogeyman. These are the one people that need to create the conversations and the debate. They know what they're talking about. Probably more than I do on some issues, but they've got lazy, they're finger pointing and stereotyping. That's not a way to get a message across, do you know what I mean? There's no difference to the EDL doing it their way. There's so much division, so many different arguments. Just 5 weeks ago, this country was together because of COVID. We were seeing people coming together on common ground, helping each other, supporting each other, doesn't matter who they were, clapping on the doorsteps. Look at this now, 5 weeks later. We're back, we're twice as bad as we were before COVID. Because, and this is another thing that's overlooked with the conversations at the minute, nobody's talking about the lockdown. We've been stuck indoors for 12 weeks now, some of us, and not being able to work. You're sitting online all day long, most people are, having a beer at home, getting drunk. They'll say you get mixed into that, you get pulled into it that way. This 3 months of lockdown has been, we haven't even seen the start of it yet. Do you know what I mean? when lockdown's lifted properly, then you'll see all the referrals going in, people panicking because some parents, I'm a parent as well, I'll admit I do it. Yeah, go up in your room, go on your laptop. I never got there and check on them, do you know what I mean? I don't know what my daughter's, she's probably watching YouTube or makeup or something, but I don't really know what she's doing up there. And that's a lot of people like that. If I was going to leave one lasting comment, it would be, it doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. First of all, you've got to admit responsibility that you've got a blinkered view, whatever you take. And until you remove that blinkered view, nobody else is going to have a chance to debate with you. And like I say, it doesn't matter what side of the fence of what viewpoint you've got. I said, and sitting down with the other person, it doesn't have to be a person of colour. It could be somebody who doesn't agree with your view. Just it could be one thing I have seen recently is a lot of friends falling out with each other over certain issues, which is silly. You're friends. I've got lots of friends of all different viewpoints, nationalities, and everything, but we can still get on as adults because we understand that everybody else. We respect each other enough. I think, especially with social media as well, it's so easy to get drawn into the world of misinformation, fake news, echo chambers. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, challenge it or do a little bit of research on it. Don't take a person's first view or something you read online as the truth and that's it. Because most times it's a little trap or it's a little hook. Because whatever you're saying, there will be an element of truth, but that element of truth will be lost around an agenda. And I think that's the best advice I can give anybody is double check your sources, meet people of difference. It doesn't mean colour, anybody with a different viewpoint. Because until we all accept responsibility that if we want to fight racism and hate and extremism and inequality, we can't do it in our own little groups. We have to do it as one. And that's probably the most important message I can give. And I've been banging that drum for 6 years, do you know what I mean?